You are by far the tallest person yet.
I know, and I'm Asian, right?
Yeah, you know. Well, you gotta break outside the mold sometimes.
Oh my God, it's you. I'm actually very nervous because I'm such a big fan.
Don't be nervous at all. If not, I'll bite you.
What kind of feeling? I'm high on believing.
People usually know you for your tough persona on WWE and MMA, but like Drax, there's a hidden sensitive side to his character. So, when was the last time you cried?
Oh man, I cry all the time. I cry, so I get choked up. At least anyway, I've been choked up like 20 times a day.
Rewind back to the day that you got the call, that you got the role for Drax. You know, what happened on that day when you got the call?
Well, what happened was, I got the call, and it was my manager, Jonathan Meisner, who's also my best friend for the last 27 years. He's been with me throughout my career, but he wouldn't tell me what was going on. He goes, I need to talk to you, And I was like, what's going on? So I pulled over, and he wouldn't say, and I could tell that something was going on, and he was waiting for my agent. We were on a three-way call, and he got on the phone, and he said, congratulations, Mr. Drax. And literally, I just started screaming, yes. And then I said, is there any way they can change their minds? And he said, Dave, you got the role. And then I just broke down in this big mess. I'm like, hey, I can't believe it. So I talked to them for a minute. I turned around, I drove home, and I walked through the door, and I'm, a blubbering mess, and my fiance's going, what's going on? I got the role. But yeah, no, I was absolutely a wreck.
If you were Zoe Saldana for a day, what would be the first thing you do?
Here's what I would do. If I was Zoe, I would wake up and I would look in the mirror and I would just brush my hair and stare at myself all day. And then I'd have someone bring me breakfast and I'd just stare at myself all day.
I think we all do the same.
Never in my wildest dreams am I ever going to be beautiful. I always tell people this kind of is what it is. I've come to terms with it. I said you can put all the makeup on me you want. It's not, I'm not going to get any prettier. So if I was Zoe Saldana for a day, I would just stare at myself.
If you were Dave Bautista for a day, what would be the first thing that you would do?
If I was Dave Bautista for a day, what would be the first thing that I would do? I'd try to see if I can lift a car.
Yes! It makes so much sense, yeah.
He's so strong, you just see him it's not even like this, you're like that's Dave, right? You're looking at Dave, and I always kept wondering, I wonder if he can at least lift a Mini Cooper.
Has he ever lifted you before?
Yes. I mean, it didn't feel like anything. It was just
People in Singapore and Asia ask for a picture. I ask for a wrestling match. I ask for a thumb wrestling match. Will you give me this honor to have a thumb wrestling match with one of the champs?
If we would have time, I'm the worst thumb wrestler ever.
Really?
I'm so bad.
Oh, man.
My girlfriend beats me all the time. So.
Really?
So here we are. A thief, two thugs, an assassin, and a maniac.
Usually back in school plays, the least talented kid would usually be a tree in the background.
Yeah.
How in the world do you convince Vin Diesel to be a tree?
Here's how you do it. By giving him dialogue. Normally the kid is a tree in the background, doesn't have any dialogue, but this one is Vin Diesel, and it has to have the most deep, resonant voice and say the most with the fewest amount of words. And that's what Vin was able to do.
How hard was it to direct Vin Diesel?
How hard was it?
Yeah.
That's a fake laugh.
It's real!
Totally fake.
That is the most real, authentic, hysterical laugh of my entire life because that is not a plan.
I am Groot.
So what? It's better than 11%. What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Thank you. Groot's the only one of you who has a clue.
Vin is only difficult because he is the only person in the entire cast crew of Guardians of the Galaxy who's a bigger perfectionist than I am. So that when he says, I am Groot, He says I am Groot 2,000 times. I must have heard Vin say he's the only person, like Chris Pratt, he's a perfectionist, but not quite. You know, when he does something, I make him do it again and again and again and again until he's like, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. And then I make him do it one more time. Vin does it again and again and again and again. And I'm like, all right, Vin, we got it. And then he does it 100 more times. So,
Oh gosh.
you know, luckily I love hearing Vin say I am Groot, because if I didn't, I would really be in a heap of boredom during those long days of saying I am Groot.
If there was a tag team match between Drax and yourself versus Vin Diesel and Groot, who would win?
Yeah, good question, man. Who would win? You know, I'd have to be biased and say me and Drax. You know?
Why is that?
Because, you know, I'm confident.
So what would it take for an American-sized Asian who would act for free to be in your next movie?
Between me and you,
Yep.
it would just probably be about, luckily there's nobody else here listening, but I
Yeah.
think it would be about $5 grand. Okay, cool. American.
Yeah, okay, cool. Exchange currency. Hey, it works for me, man.
In the film, there's a heavy 80s music reference. So, what would be your favorite 80s memory?
Well, there's 70s songs.
70s. Okay. Wasn't born. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, my favorite 80s memory, is probably losing my virginity. No, I don't know.
No, Dave was mentioning that when you get extremely hungry and catering doesn't arrive, you do something called imaginary eating.
Oh yes, I do.
Can you talk a bit about that? Why? What happens?
Because when I get really hungry, I can't think about anything else but food.
Okay.
So, especially when you're working, sometimes, you know, it can be a little, how do you say, insensitive. Your job and the people, and they're not doing it on purpose. They just want to get through a shot so that then we can then have lunch and not be so stressed about not completing this or whatever. But what people don't realize is that when you're very hungry, your sugar goes down, so you're not really at your best. So it's always that time when you start doing those takes over and over and over and over again, because you're not quite getting it right. It's because nobody's really concentrating. So that's when I kind of just would get like an imaginary cheeseburger and just start eating it and offer a piece to Chris and offer a piece to, it's kind of like to give a hint to everybody around, like, people, stop, like, you need to feed us, give me a cookie, something.
Well, what's the best imaginary dish you've ever had so far?
A cheeseburger. It's always a cheeseburger.
Okay, cool.
I'm such an American.
Can you sing me your favorite Disney song?
When you wish upon a star,
Oh, you really are like a big teddy bear.
makes no difference who you are.
You think you own whatever land you land on. And I would just get up on my bed and my dog would start barking. Actually, I still do it. I still do it. I hate to admit it, but I did. So it's Colors of the Wind.
Wonderful thing about tigers. The tigers are wonderful things. Their hearts are made out of rubber. Their bottoms are made of string. They're bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun. The wonderful thing about tigers is I'm the only one. It's a Tigger song.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
That's my theme song.
I'm gonna teach you how to speak Malaysian.
Oh, brother.
I've got some Malaysian lines over here. I'm just gonna walk you through over here.
Okay.
You can see how well you pronounce them. First is Apa Khabar Malaysia, which is Hello Malaysia.
Apa khabar, Malaysia.
That is 2 thumbs up.
Apa Khabar, Malaysia.
That is spot on. Now, the second
now
one.
you aren't making me curse out Malaysia by any chance, because that would be terrible.
No. I'm not making you out curse. You can trust me. Come on.
Jinnyboy banyak hamsam.
Jinnyboy banyak hamsam.
Thank you very
What
much.
does that mean?
You just called me handsome. Thank you.
Very slick.
Coming from a guy, it's awkward, but it's okay. Now the last one in the next.
I'm okay with my femininity.
All right.
All right, everybody in Malaysia.
Jangan lupa tengok.
Jangan lupa tengok Guardians of the Galaxy.
2 thumbs up. A big round of applause, everybody.
Thank
you very much, Zoe. It's a pleasure speaking.
Bradley Cooper, who plays Rocket, took the ultimate selfie during the Oscars. It would make my day if I could take my ultimate selfie with you. I'm so
Bring it,
nervous.
come on. Are you kidding me? Let's do it now. Come over. Are you kidding me? Let's take a couple.
Okay.
Let's see if we can top the ones they did.
Okay, 1, 2. Oh no, I don't know. Okay.
Without a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm Groot.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy. This might not be the best idea.
Without